Okay, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started today. Welcome. This is Canva Level 1 training. I'm Tom Larson, technology trainer and integration specialist for Alcoa City Schools. We're going to go ahead and begin today. We're going to try to wrap up by about 4:30. Unless anyone has any questions, I'll stick around a bit for those. Before we begin, if you're just joining us, go ahead and enter the address that is right there on our screen, tinyurl.com/Alcoa 12-8. That will take you to the resource doc, which looks like this right here. This is the agenda that we'll be using today. Everything that we'll be covering is listed here on this Google Doc, and there are also some links down there at the bottom, including help, some quick tips, which is a video I did a while back, and then also the training certificate that you'll want to go ahead and print out and keep for yourself as a record of your having attended this training. All right. Well, having said all that, let's go ahead and get started. The very first thing on my agenda is to talk about how to access Canva. All right. So Canva is available as a website that you can use. There's also a mobile app and a standalone application that can be downloaded and installed on your computers. Right, I have screenshots of what each of these looks like. If you're using this from home or maybe at work, it's likely you're using the web-based version. That's the one I use mostly. All right, but here's the screenshot of what that actually looks like. All right, it's a pretty familiar interface across platforms, and it's been pretty good about not changing a whole lot since Canva started to rise in popularity. All right, so this is the web version. You can see the little address bar up there. It says we're at canva.com. This is what you can expect. The desktop version looks almost identical, but you don't have to be doing anything online in order to get things done. All right, it's a local program that is installed on your computer. And then, of course, you have the mobile app, which is right here. You can find this in the App Store if you're an iPhone user, or the Google Play Store if you're an Android user. It is a very useful program, and I've found it to be fully functional, just as functional as the desktop version. I haven't run into a situation as of yet where my work that I was completing on the mobile app, I wasn't able to achieve what I wanted to, all right, due to any sort of limitations. Like I said before, Canva is a free application, and if you have a K-12 email address, which you all do, you actually have access to the full suite of resources that Canva offers, just like a professional version. You just don't have to pay for it. And I'll be saying more about that a little bit later. All right, so that was a quick introduction to how you can access Canva. Now let's go ahead and take it the program layout. I have it pulled up over here. We're working with the web version here. First thing I want to draw your attention to is the sidebar. That's this section right over here. Now, at the very top, you're going to see your initials there and whatever team that you are currently working on. Now, you can think of a team as a classroom or a group. All right, I'm logged into my account here, but you can see that I have joined other teams in the past, and these are groups that have been set up so that users can collaborate and work together on projects, right? So I'll say I don't know that I'll actually get into that part of Canva today, right? I'm going to save that perhaps for session 2. All right, so just be aware, you want to make sure that you're choosing the team that has your name on it there. That belongs to you. Then we have these other items here. Home basically is this screen right here. All right, it's going to have access to templates. It's going to contain your recent designs, folders, everything. All right, if you want to quickly jump to the template section, just click this link over here on the left, and it'll take you. And Canva has templates to a fault. Any type of document that is out there, Canva has a way to create it, and examples of documents that have been created that you can basically take and use as your own. And it's not just documents for print. You can create websites with Canva, videos with Canva, presentations with Canva, all sorts of things. And you can see they're broken down into different sections here, and you could literally spend all day just looking through these categories. All right, we'll come back to home here. And then you can see that you also have a projects folder. So this is going to take you to basically where all your work is being kept. Right? Think of it as Google Drive for Canvas, where all your stuff is. And inside of here, you can create folders and have things organized as you want it to be. Okay? All right, so that is the sidebar. There's a few other things down here. Again, these are items that I don't want to cover in this particular section. You can look at them if you want, though. All right, then we also have view options. So if I come back here to home, all right, I'm going to go to my projects here. And these are projects shared with me. I'll go to all projects so you can see folders here. And I went to this section so I could demonstrate the two view options. All right, so right now we're in thumbnail view. You click this icon right here. This will show you your content in list view. Right, but if you're able to identify the work that you've been completing on your own, or maybe collaborating with someone with, chances are you're going to probably prefer this view here, the grid view. All right, and you can just toggle back and forth between those two views. It's exactly the same thing. It's just another way of looking at it. Okay, you also have this very useful search field up here at the top. Now, this allows you to search through your topics for your projects, or through any template that might be available inside of Canva. So, for example, if I was looking for something I created, now I can't think of a search term. Let me say Alcoa Connects. Let's see if it pulls up anything. Okay, there we go. These are some projects that I've worked on. So it's going to pull up anything related to those search terms. All I have to do at this point is to click on the item, and it will pull it up, and I can start working on it. Okay, that's how search works. Let me close out of this tab and come back here. All right. You also have settings. You'll find that by going to this little gear in the upper right-hand corner. Just simply click on that icon. All right, and this is where you're able to change your photo and customize a few things as well. All right. Come back. Then we also have these quick links that appear all the way up at the top, and these are great. These are specific to certain sectors. We have the education world, business world, information about pricing. Of course, if you're an educator, you get Canva for free, so you don't really have to worry about anything related to purchasing. And then there's a very useful learning section right here where you can go through help topics, check out their blog, and even watch videos on how to get better with your Canva skills. All right. Before we move on, I do want to tell you that if you're not seeing this sidebar over here, it might be because you have the sidebar collapsed. This little menu right here on the left, if you click that, it's going to hide the sidebar or the menu. Just click it again, and it'll bring it right up. Okay. That's the program layout for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started by creating a new design. All right, so I'll come over here in the upper right-hand corner and click the Create a Design button. Here we go. And from here, you can see that we have some suggestions that we could just simply click on and begin working with. This is based on my work history. I'll go to custom size here. And I'd like to start with a totally blank design. We'll just say, let's give it the dimension of a regular piece of paper. Okay, so that's going to be 8.5 times 11. All right, we're going to make that inches, of course. Whoop. Redo this. There we go. 8.5 by 11, and we'll click Create a New Design. All right, we've got a blank piece of paper in front of us now, ready for us to make it our masterpiece. All right, so at this point, we've got our dimensions set. It's time to apply a template. So templates are going to be seen over here in the left-hand side, right? And they have many here to choose from. And you can cycle through some of the suggestions here. You can see we have Christmas, winter, holiday, food. And just click on the arrow and you can move back and forth from side to side. All right, so for example, if I was looking for something school related, I could click here on this keyword and it'll bring up all the templates related to school. All right, here's one, back to school. So if you wanted to use this template and make it your own, all you have to do here is just click on it. And that's how easy it is. At this point, you can just start to work. All right. If you want to remove the template, all right, you can simply undo this right here, and you're back to a blank page. All right. Here's some other filters that you can apply whenever you're searching. So if you're maybe looking for a template that is, let's say this particular shade of blue, we'll apply that filter. Here we go. All the templates that have that particular color in it are going to show up for me, and all I have to do is click on them, and now it becomes mine. All right. Let me again undo that. And we're back to our blank page. All right, editing elements. All right, so before we can edit anything, we have to go ahead and insert some items. And to begin, since we're just starting out here with Canva Level 1, I find it easy to just go to the elements area right here. Now, inside of elements, you're going to see a whole host of things that you can add to your document. All right. And yours might look different than mine. Up at the top, I'm going to see my recently used, but then you'll notice we also have lines and shapes. We have graphics, stickers, photos, videos. There's audio if this was going to be a presentation. There's charts that you can add, frames. I mean, really, there's so much here that can be added. But I'm going to start with a simple shape. So you can see this category here, lines and shape, but I want to see all of them that are available to me. So I'll click See All. All right, here we are. So to begin, let me go ahead and choose this one right here. I'll click it. Looks like a seal. Okay. It's on the page. You can move it around by simply clicking on it and dragging, just like so. All right. You can also use your arrow keys to move the object up, down, left, or right. Okay. If you hold down the Shift key while pressing your arrow keys, it'll actually move it up quicker and in greater increments. Okay. You saw me just a moment ago resize it. The way we do that is by just clicking in the corner here and dragging either to the left or to the right, just like that. If you want to rotate the item, look for this little icon right here. Wow, look at that. I enlarged it, but then the rotate icon, oh, it went over here. It's going to be right here. If you click on that, that will allow you to rotate it. Just like that. Really, really easy to do. Okay. Now you can see this particular shape is a certain color. With it selected, if you'd like to change the color, just come over here to your toolbar. It's going to show you the color of the shape. Click that color, And then you can choose any other color you like. So if you don't see the color that you wish to use represented here, or in your theme colors, which is right here, you can click this icon, add a new color, then basically dial in the color you're looking for. So if I was looking for a shade of yellow, okay, I'd click the approximate color and then I would dial it in right here, like so. Right? There we go. Now it's got the shape or the color that I want. All right, you'll also see this right here, border style. I could add a border to this particular shape. Right now it doesn't have one. Click this option right here. Notice we can enlarge that if we want to. Okay. Want to take it away? Click this option. It goes away. Okay. That's how you work with a simple shape. Right, to get rid of any object in Canva, just simply select it and then strike the delete key here. Okay, there we go. If you want to add some text to your page, come over here on the left-hand side, click the text icon, and you have three different types. You have heading, subheading, and body text. Each one has a specific appearance, different look and feel. For today, we're going to choose a heading right here, this particular style. So when we click on it, it'll create a text box right here in the middle of the page for us. And I'll type in text box, just like so. All right. To resize this, you're just going to click and drag. When you resize the text box, it resizes the text inside of it. Pretty nice. All right. So you can resize the text that way. Or you could select the text and just come up here to your toolbar and increase it. Precise increments we're working with right now. We can change the color. Click off of it. There we go. Okay. Let's talk about some effects that we can apply to some of our objects. Oh, actually, before I get into that, let me show you that some of these pre-made text items over here. These can be customized as well. So if we remove that text box, let's see here. Look at these. I mean, there's so many here to choose from. You can click any of these. So for example, if I wanted this one here, just click on it. It will bring it in, shows you the color, and you can see it's got effects applied to it. So let me click here. I'll change it to Alcoa colors. All right. And then if I click on effects right here, you can see it has this particular effect applied to it. It's called the glitch effect. Right. We can remove that by, in the style section, clicking none takes that away. Let's see what some of these effects look like. Here's shadow. Notice with shadow, you can adjust the blur, the direction, how far it's offset, the transparency, even the color of that effect. See that? We'll go back to none. Here's the lift effect. I use this one quite a bit, actually. And I also like to increase the intensity some. It helps it stand up better against the backdrop. Just like that. Okay. Go back to none. This hollow one is nice. Here's the splice effect. Echo. And again, these are pre-made. You just click on them and Canva automatically generates them for you. You don't have to spend a long time creating all this stuff from scratch. Here's the glitch effect. Change the colors there. The neon effect, the background effect. All right, you can even adjust the curve here if you like. Look at that. Let's go back to none. And none. Okay. That's how you apply effects to text. Let me show you how you would apply effects to pictures. All right. Let me move that down a little bit. I'll go back to Elements. And I'm going to do a search for a cougar. Some photos here. Let's see what we got. Here's a good one. Click on that. Get rid of this guy. All right, so what can we do with this particular photo here? Well, got to first select it. And then if we come up here to Edit Image, look at these effects. All right, we can adjust the brightness and the contrast. You can see these three controls here, but we have a whole lot more. Click See All. Look at that. A little vignette effect. I use that quite a bit. This background remover is very powerful. So if you want to get rid of all that background behind the cougar, just amounts to clicking this one time. Canva will do the rest of the work. Might take a minute or two. Boom, look at that. It's amazing. All right, we'll go ahead and apply it. All right, what else can we do to this? We'll go to Shadows. Maybe give it a glow effect. Change the color here. Get rid of that blur. See that? I'm going to cancel out of that. Some other photo effects here you can see. You just scroll through them. Choose the one that you want to use. And remember, you make a mistake, you can always click that undo icon right up there. Okay? So that's a quick overview of effects. Let's talk about basic animation. So I mentioned at the very beginning that Canva lets you create print documents, but it also lets you create movies, videos, animated GIFs. So here's how you do that. You're going to select your object. Once you've done that, you're going to see this little icon up here. It says Animate. Click that and look at all these options here. Rise effect, pan, wipe. Okay. Slight subtle movements there. Tumble, neon. All right, so let's say I want to use this one, tectonic. I've got it selected, and then I'll zoom out a little bit. I'll enlarge this guy. Okay, here we go. Now at this point, if I click the play button up here, it's going to show me what my animation will look like. Pretty cool. And we can close out of that. Okay. Now, if you're working with a lot of content on your page, I will tell you that there's a very useful feature. It's called locking. All right, so let me take this cougar here. I'll reposition him right over here, lower left-hand corner. All right, we choose lock. Actually, yeah, that's it right here. It's going to lock that element. So I can do other things inside of my page, but this will not be able to be edited. This is very useful, especially if you're working with content and you're dragging layer on top of layer, and you can lock one in place and then you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't interfere. Also, if you're collaborating with somebody else and you don't want them to accidentally remove something that you put in place, just lock the element. All right, that's very useful. Okay, resizing your project. So if you started maybe with this particular size and you decided later that this was going to be printed on a piece of paper that was A4 size, all right, all you have to do is come up here to the resize option and just choose a size template if you want here. All right, or you could just type in this case, A4. Here we go. There's lots of different types here, so just pick one. All right. And you have the option to copy and resize the project, or you can just simply resize it. All right. See what it did here for me? Now it's resized. Okay. Real quickly, let's talk about organizing. So once you start playing around with Canva, you're going to end up having lots of projects. All right. And it's important to organize things so that you can find them. The way that we do that is by going back to the home area right here. So if you click on home, it'll take you right here. And let's go to projects. All right. Once we're in projects, you can see we have it broken up by folders, designs, templates, images, and videos. All right. To create a folder, you simply click this button right here, add new, and then here's the option, folder. All right. Type that option, give your folder a name, and then it becomes a location where you can keep things. All right. And you can see that I have lots of folders listed here. Here's some, for example, YouTube thumbnails. If I click on that, you can see all the YouTube thumbnails that I've created, or many of them. All right. So that means later on, if you want to recall a project you worked on and you've put it in a specific folder, you can go right to that folder and find it. Okay. All right. You can also upload content by clicking here, creating a design, and here's the option to import files. This basically allows you to have media assets and elements that might have been created on your own computer brought into Canva so that you can begin working with those. All right, so for example, if I clicked on this particular graphic here, it's going to show me this little area right here known as uploads. And here are some of the items that I've uploaded. And to bring them into my project, all I have to do is click on them and it'll put them in there. Okay, you can upload them here as well. Simply click upload files and then navigate to the directory on your computer and you can bring them in. Okay. All right. Also, whenever you get to working with Canva and you're searching for elements that you like, or you think that they're useful and you might want to use them in a project later on, all you have to do is make them a favorite. All right. So let's say this particular graphic right here that says, wow, I really like that. I can click those three dots and you can see I can say, add it to a folder. So that's going to allow me to basically put this inside a folder inside my Canva, then I can recall it later. All right. Keep that in mind. All right. We also have starred items right here. That works exactly the same way. This is a little quicker access. So you're just going to click the element when you're searching for things and choose star it or add it to favorites. And then it'll put it in this section right here for you. All right. So once you've created a design, you're ready to download it and share it. All right, so the way we do that is by going to the share button in the upper right-hand corner. Click that button, and then you'll see the option to download. All right, so for this particular graphic, I can save it as a ping. All right, I can also choose to have transparency in that, but you'll also see that we have other options. So if this was going to be printed, we might want to choose a different file type. You can see what these are. If we were going to maybe save this, if it was a project that had animation, we could save that as a GIF right here. These are quite common, these GIFs or GIFs that you'll see on the web. That's right there. Very easy to do. All right. You're working on this. I talked about making copies before. Again, that's done through the File menu. Just click on File, and you can choose Make Copy, or you can save this. Canva saves your projects on the fly, so you don't have to really click Save, but it is there for you if you want to do a manual save. All right. And then, of course, sharing projects. If you work on something you're really proud of, or maybe you need somebody's eyes put on it so they could potentially work on it with you, just click the share icon up here in the upper right-hand corner and add the person that you want to share it with. It's really, really simple. All right, so this is a account I set up. You can add a message here. And if you want them to be able to edit, make sure edit is selected, or they can just comment or view. Click send. This will send them an email. All right. And they'll become a part of your team, and you all can collaborate together. All right. Well, this is all I had for Canva Level 1 training. We went through it pretty quickly, but there's a lot here. And my advice as you work on this is to just practice a lot as time permits. And we'll say more about some more advanced skills in Canva Lesson 2 or Level 2. I thank everybody who joined us today. If you would, go back to the resource document. It's shown right here. And scroll down to the very, very bottom. You'll see this button that says Training Certificate. If you click on that, you're going to see a link that will take you to a Google form. Go ahead and complete this form. Enter your name, today's date. The session title is Canva Level 1. All right, go with this option here for 1 hour. Click Submit. And when you do that, you will receive a certificate with your name on it as proof of your having attended. Again, thank you for joining us today. If you need anything, reach out to me via email, tlarson@alcoaschools.net. Bye, everyone.